Yeah, well, I've been a little bit busy lately, so unfortunately I haven't had much time to play amateur radio. I was talking to James VK16JW on the radio the other day, and he said, "Oh, with your job you do a bit of four-wheel driving," so I thought I'll just film a little bit of. This is pretty light four-wheel driving, of course, but this is just a little bit of the sort of four-wheel driving we do, or that I do while I'm out and about working through that primordial rainforest. I don't know if you noticed all those nice ferns there. It's a beautiful day to be driving around in the country. This is one of the reasons that I tell people that I would only ever do field work, because you really wouldn't want to be stuck in front of a computer all day. In a day like today, stuck in an office, looking at the clock, looking at your toes, doing a bit of googling, looking at Facebook, looking over your shoulder to see if the boss is looking. But no, this is quite pleasant. In fact, sometimes I have to pinch myself to convince myself I get paid for doing this. Now, I was wondering about videoing. Oh, it's not on this particular stretch of road, but a lot of it looks very similar, of course. As you can see, it's really nice scenery along here. This is down in the southwest of Australia, not too far from a place called Brunswick. This is the Beela Valley. There's a flying saucer there. I thought there was one around here somewhere. That's one of the old copper cable repeaters. Used to be in there before it was abandoned many moons ago. Last week, I think it was. Look in the mirror here, make sure there are no trains coming. Let's get a little bit squeezy along here. Fortunately, the trains are a little bit higher than us, but still not that far away. Like all these nice little ferns on the left-hand side, and if you look over to the left, I think it's a pretty wide view on this camera. You can see it's a fairly significant drop-off to the left over there. And I can remember years back when we used to have the old cable system in place, and it used to get pinged by lightning. Old quad cable system, for anyone out there that's familiar with that sort of thing, 2 megabit. And we'd be out here in the middle of the night trying to restore it all, make it all work, because the underground bit regenerators would have got pinged by lightning and would have blown up. Be out here in the rain and the inclement weather trying to get it all going. Don't do that these days with the more modern equipment. It doesn't use copper cables. Most places it uses fibre optic cables. And along here it's microwave links, and I'll show you one of the new towers. We're going to be coming up to one of the new towers fairly shortly. So anyway, yes, I'm hoping to get back into the doing the amateur radio videos before too long. Playing around a little bit with get the amplifier finished, and maybe play around a little bit with a couple of different designs for HF antennas. But I've just been so busy recently, and I've had stuff to do on the house which has taken priority. My house has been eaten by termites, so I really had to do something about that. And of course, I didn't discover them, unfortunately, until quite a lot of damage was done. So my free time has been spent sorting the house out, rather than playing with amateur radio. Another place here, just have a quick look in the mirror. There we go. No sign of any trains. The car I'm driving is a Toyota Prado. Very nice vehicle for this sort of work, actually. I think it's a lot more capable than people give it credit for. Toyota Prado. This is a petrol one, but I've only ever got stuck using this one, or one very much like it, once, and that was down near Esperance. And, the surface was quite misleading. I thought it looked fine. I drove into it, and it sunk up. The car sunk into the ground onto the floor panels, so I had to get pulled out of that one. But generally speaking, I mean, this car will get me anywhere I want to go. Some nice little ferns on the left hand side, and if there's any police road. I'm operating the. Well, I've got a GoPro stuck to the windscreen. All I did was press the button while the car was pretty much stationary. But this is a private road. There we go. Down into another one of these rather nice dips. Nice big trees here as well. It's a little bit like dwelling up around by Nangabil. Really big tall trees around there as well. It's currently driving between two of the communication sites on the railway, putting a lot of new microwave equipment in and new communications backbone systems in, and installing, testing, commissioning. Just doing a little bit of tidying up work. Finishing it off, we've got some nice 100 metre masts with a few microwave links on pointing here, there and everywhere, and one should be coming into view before too much longer. I was watching one of Callum DX Commander's videos the other day, and if you haven't come across Callum's channel, it's worth taking a look, because Callum does some interesting stuff. He's mainly an antenna guy, playing around with antennas and modelling antennas. I think he sells them commercially as well. But he's quite an entertaining guy, Callum. But I was watching his channel the other day, and he's got some sort of research and development licence. And this research and development licence allows him to run a kilowatt or 1500 watts, I think it is, on the amateur bands, as long as he doesn't use his amateur radio call sign. So he can't engage with amateur radio stations. But he can make it known that he's testing, call himself DX Commander. They said he can call himself what he likes. He hasn't got a test and demonstration call sign. That sort of thing you get issued in Australia. It's a good job someone's painted some arrows on those rocks there, because I think if the camera's wide enough, you can see there's a rock pool down there. That's quite a decent drop into that rock pool. That'll be a one-way trip in your four-wheel drive, regardless of what you got. Your Jeep Rubicon would be just as stymied as your Nissan Micra down there. Yeah, I thought that was quite strange. So you can make it known he's testing, but he can't use an amateur radio call sign. The amateur radio stations and others would have to email him a reception report. And I think the idea of this is for the antennas that he sells commercially, because he sold some to some guys in America, and of course America, they have the higher power level than they do in the UK. They've got 1500 watts. Instead of 400 watts, so a couple of them caught fire, these antennas, and it was down to these SpaceX discs, and he's got some new ones. I think he sent the replacement ones out, and the new antennas are supplied with new discs, so that won't happen again. But I thought it was a really interesting video Callum did there, and he said that he could have asked for 5 kilowatts or 10 kilowatts, he probably would have got it, no problem, because it's a commercial thing. But yeah, I was really surprised when he said no call sign. That you can't use your amateur radio call sign, and that the Ofcom would leave it up to him as to how he wanted to identify his test station. Yeah, I thought that's quite amazing. I wonder if they'd let him test his station on the medium wave band with 10 kilowatts and call it Swinging Radio Callum, and play some music and jingles as well. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Would that be within the letter of the law, I wonder? Still on our private access road, and it's a Thursday morning, 11:40. Very nice way to spend a Thursday morning. Stuck some cables in, did a little bit of terminating at one of the sites, just driving to another site to do the same thing. Just another couple of things off the snag list, or the punch list as you call it here. Used to call it snag list in the UK. Over here, a snag list would be different flavours of sausages, of course, because I'm in Australia, and in Australia, snags are sausages. Down we go. You know, it wouldn't be surprised me to get to the bottom of one of these dips on one fine sunny day and find a Diplodocus there gnawing on those ferns. That wouldn't surprise me in the least. Too far to go now, I don't think. One of our new radio towers should be picture, you can just see the top of it. And that's got a stack, 4 stack of UHF dipoles on it. The taller thing is the Lightning Finial, of course. You don't want anything taller than the Lightning Finial, otherwise whatever's taller than the Lightning Finial, that's the spike on top, by the way. Don't want anything taller than the Lightning Finial than the Lightning Finial, because otherwise whatever's taller than the Lightning Finial will become the Lightning Finial. And you'll find when you open your equipment room door that you're actually looking into a rather carbonised box of cornflakes. Might get a better view of that mast if we come around the corner here. Actually, it would have been better to go down that one there to get a better view of that mast. Probably just see the bottom of it there, over on the left there, the red tower. It's on the other side of the railway cutting. And we'll just go up over the bridge. Must be washable. No problem, of course, for the old Toyota Prado. My own personal car, of course, would not get over that. As Jeremy Clarkson would say, my own personal car would not even run over Gandhi if he was laying in the road. It's got so little ground clearance. Or even Gandhi and Kenny Everett partaking in an unwholesome act. And that's where we're going. So you can get a bit of a view of the mast. There we go. And if I, what have I got to loosen off? If I loosen that off and do that, you might be able to see all of it. And you might be able to see there's 4 microwave dishes up the top of it. One's bigger than the other 3. And 4 stack UHF dipole array and Lightning Finial, 100 metres tall. So there we go. That's just driving between one site and another. Bit of what I get up to when I'm out and about working. Hope you found that interesting. Again, apologies for the lack of amateur radio videos, but I will get onto it in the new year. So hopefully there'll be some interesting stuff coming up. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.